Since Roger Callahan, President, is not able to be here this evening, our meeting will be ran by Vice President, Mr. John Rodich.
We're live.
Yep, we're live, sir.
All right, this meeting has been properly advertised. We have, make sure everyone's signed in, and then when we get to the public interest, you need to, if you have any interest there, you need to make sure you sign in, and there'll be a 3-minute window for your conversation when we get to that point. I guess we'll sign the stool. Item number 1 is the approval of minutes from the regular session. And do I have a motion for the?
Are you going to do them both at the same time?
You
can.
Let's go that route. Regular and executive session. We had a regular February 16th, 2026 meeting, and an executive session March 10th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Makes a motion.
I'll second.
Brad seconds. All in favor? 4-0. Now we'll move on to the presentation of claims. Give everybody a chance to go over those real quick again. If the presentation of claims looks okay to everyone, we'll go a motion.
Just Madam President, I make a motion, we approve the claims as presented.
Brad made a motion.
I'll second.
Nathan seconded. All in favor? 4-0. All right, at this time, we'll take any public concerns or patron concerns.
He's just bringing me the sign-in sheet.
Okay, at this point in time, there is no patron concerns. So we will move on to the information section of our meeting. And we're going to start with the junior senior high principal, Mr. Jed Geralds.
Good evening, board. Our junior senior high school, we received a gold rating at the junior high competition this last weekend, silver rating at the junior high band competition. Those were in groups 4 and groups 3 respectively. The weekend before, jazz band high school and jazz band junior high received silver ratings at their jazz competition on the 7th. North Davies students who went to solo and ensemble, you can see the 3 individuals there that won gold at the choir competition, solo and ensemble, and then we have 1 student make a gold appearance at the solo and ensemble for bands. April the 10th through the 12th, the Indy Theater will be presenting Clue. Also, this Wednesday, Beta is sponsoring Battle of the Buildings once again. We took a hiatus from it after COVID and brought it back last year. Great success. And this year, we've got 3 teams from the elementary school and 3 teams from the high school battling against each other. And all that money will be donated to the Bag Buddies program, which will be in excess of $2,000 this year. Got some field trips upcoming. Freshmen are going to VU. Juniors will be traveling to USI. Our high school academic team will be going to North Knox for their Super Bowl. FFA will have some individuals going to small engines competition at Crawfordsville State FFA. We also have some PD happening with some staff members. On the 31st, Dr. Hancock will be traveling to Indianapolis to be on the iLearn acceptance committee, what the items are going to be accepted for the iLearn in the grading aspect. And then on April the 2nd, Fab Lab at Lagodi, Mr. Collison and Mr. Flint will be attending those.
Thank you, Mr.
Good evening. School-wide, we just recently had our Title I Bingo for Books night. That was on Thursday, March 5th. And it was a packed house in our cafeteria and had a really good response from the parents that were there. And we had an awesome Title I staff that put on a great program that day. Lots of books went out to students. We celebrated Read Across America the week of March 2nd. Several classrooms had guest readers stop in as well. We had dress-up days to go with Dr. Seuss, with the Dr. Seuss theme all week long, and that's always enjoyed by our students. Grade level wise, we had some music programs. Third grade music program was back on February 24th, with the fifth grade music program on March 12th. Lots of compliments on the programs. Mrs. Katie Reed was the music teacher, and she just did a really good job with the kids. They sang, it was just a wonderful performance, very energetic. Grades 2 and 3 participated in the iRead 3 the week of March 2nd. If a student passed the iRead 3 back in second grade, he or she was exempted from taking it this year as a third grader. Kindergarten, and I know Dr. Stone will talk a little bit more about that here in just a little bit. Kindergarten Roundup was this past Friday, and it was a huge success. I got to meet a lot of families, several kindergarten students coming in. They were screened by our Title I staff. We had an informational session with the parents, and we did some pre-registration with the parents as well. So a really good turnout. Sixth grade recently had a guest. Becca Cobb from REMC spoke to sixth graders about the summer camp called Camp Kilowatt on March. That was back on March 3rd. And Camp Kilowatt talks a lot about the summer camp is about STEM and science. And so she spoke to our kids about that. Also on that same day, Kim Fields from VU spoke to our sixth grade students about Project Aspire. And she'll also be visiting with our fifth graders here in April. Professional development-wise, both Ms. Wall and myself continue to meet virtually and regularly with the Indiana Literacy Cadre Collaboration Network on a monthly basis. Mrs. Buckeye has attended the SIEC Reading Specialist PLN Professional Learning Network during the afternoon of February 23rd, and I recently attended the English Learners TOR networking at SIEC last week. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Stone?
Good evening. On Friday, March 20th, we'll be hosting our fourth full-day PD for staff in service. As you can see, I've got the planning day set up for us. I'd like to thank Braden Westner and the insurance shop for donating and doing a meal for the teachers. They're going to get Casa Sevilla Taco Bar and then some desserts and drinks from Whitmer's Catering. So it's very nice of them to do that for the staff. So that'll be our final PD for the school year. In curriculum, on March 10th, the high school, senior high school completed the SAT, PSAT 9, and checkpoint 3 for grades 7 and 8. It was a great effort by the staff to make an adjustment. We originally had SAT scheduled on the 3rd. We changed due to the sectional, which was a good choice. But we tried to do it all on the same day. And that was what was nice, so that the school could be set up and everybody tested. During that time, the sophomores actually went and did a community service, and then the seniors had classes normal. I'd like to thank Mrs. Smith for taking care of that. She set it all up, and it's quite an ordeal getting everything ready for that day, and it worked out really well. I think everybody was very happy with the process for it. Checkpoint 3 results are rolling in for both buildings. I'll get you some data on that at the next board meeting. There wasn't enough to be able to share. I've added the iRead scores onto your paper. They are embargoed, so please don't share them, and I won't talk about them, but you can kind of look through those. Just as a reminder, the second graders take the third grade test, and if they pass, they don't have to take it again. You can see our number there. And then show you where we're currently at with our third grade, and the rest of them will be retaking it in the spring or the summer with a chance to pass. So you see our goals, what we're pushing for to try to be at. And C is the one that shows you what our goal is to be what we were last year. Technology-wise, parent portal's been set up. Mrs. Stuffle, myself, have been working together to try to get some PR done. Lancey is going to be our spokesperson for it. We'll get that all pushed out. I've got it all set up now, and it's been running. We had a couple interesting things. One of the parents that we asked to test it out found that their child was up late at night watching YouTube shorts, and so didn't realize that why they were so tired and stuff, and so that was a good way to be addressed at that, and that they found it that quickly. They could see, why in the world would they have some of these things going on at this time of night? Was able to take care of it and see what the kids were using. That stuck their device into their bedroom at night and weren't allowed to do that. So we're going to be ready for that. I'll be sending out the welcome letters by the end of the week. We just want to try to get the PR ready so that when people can see it on Facebook and let them know what's going to be available. We think it's going to be another really good tool for our parents to be able to help with the security with our network and knowing what the kids are on. So that's all I have.
So essentially, the parent portal that you're speaking of is a program that will allow the parents to see what their children are doing on their school devices
Yes.
at any point in time. And then they can get a report. So our teachers will have the same access. So it's nice that the teachers and the parents will be able to collaborate and say, a teacher may have noticed Susie was really tired Wednesday. No, she was up till 3 a.m. watching YouTube videos. So that's just another way to get another collaborative piece where the parents can also monitor at home, because we're not there at home to see what they're doing. So.
Thank you, Dr. Stone. Mr. Barry?
My portion of reporting tonight, as requested by the board, I have asked for Brendan and Michelle from Moisture Management to come, and we also requested some representatives from Quality of Roofing Services to attend, and we have with us tonight John Benson and Jeremy Lee, and I'm going to turn it over to Brennan to just give us an update on where we're at with the project, and are we hitting our milestone deadlines of when we think we're going to start and that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brennan.
Good to see the members of the board again. All right, where we're at right now is we actually have a material delivery date of March 30th. We will be holding a pre-con meeting as of right now on the same day as materials arrive. We do have first day of tear-off scheduled for March 31st, which is the day after the pre-construction meeting and the material delivery date, and we still have an August 31st completion date. Right now, we have 50% of Snow's package in, and we're expected to have the rest of it in by the end of the week, this week.
What percent was that?
I'm sorry?
How many of the submittals do you have in?
About approximately 50%. Unless something's changed today since I've been out of the office. That's where we're at right now. We have talked with Jeremy and John, and we're sure that we'll have the rest of them by this week, which gives us plenty of time to review, approve, make any changes that need to be made. Don't expect any. We've had a thorough conversation with everybody at Quality Roofing. So that's where we're at right now today. I'm here for questions. Jeremy's here for questions. John's here for questions. I'm happy to accommodate.
We had kind of essentially had the start date of spring break, correct?
It's when we were hoping
Hoping to get started, which is the week of the 23rd. So what's the reason for being a week behind?
We did not have snows,
And then where do those come from?
the contractor.
And why were those not turned in?
We were waiting on insurance to get us a builder's risk, and I was waiting on a taper design.
Okay.
They have been on, somebody's been on site doing some analyzation of the roof, so it's not been complete.
They've still been motivated and moving on other things, other details. And we have had a lot of conversations back and forth as far as logistics, so we're not overwhelmed at the pre-con meeting. But it's still very important that we have the submittals in before we have the pre-con meeting. It's the way we organize it and keep everything straight, and we're getting off on the right foot. So yes, you're correct. They're not starting on spring break. They did run into some insurance issues with their insurance company. They've got ironed through that. So I don't expect any delays from here on out.
And what date did you say the pre-con meeting was?
The pre-con meeting is March 30th.
March 30th.
Yes, sir. And the material delivery date, the same day, which Gerald's been very kind and very good. He's worked with Jeremy and got areas set up and staged, and I think Jody's even let the bus drivers know where things are going and how we're moving. So we're making progress, but we're pretty adamant about having submittals approved and fully submitted before we do have a pre-construction meeting. And that meeting is scheduled for that first day, material delivery date on the 30th, assuming we have all the submittals, and I think we will.
You see any more issues on your end on where we won't have submittals in by then?
No, the biggest thing, I mentioned to Michelle today, materials aren't gonna be made until next week anyway. So the 30th will be our start date, regardless of everything having been in place.
So we're thinking 30th is material delivery and 31st boots on the ground, correct?
Tear on. Now, obviously, it's
Weather permitting and
Yes.
things of that nature. I understand all that, but I've just,
and we Jeremy and John have really gone out of their way to dial in the project weeks. They think it's firmly a 22-week project. So I feel comfortable about it. That's moving, but we knew we were moving from day one.
yeah, we established that in the
Yep.
beginning. And is there anything you guys need on your end from Mrs. Berry or Darrell or the board or anybody?
Daryl's taken care of everything I've needed so far, and Greg getting back to me in time.
That 22-week project, Brendan, is that including any delays for weather, or is that just?
Yeah, they've built into their routine. So if we're going to August 31st as a completion date, that means we're punching up a week before. We're punching out the job, which means we're doing the final inspections from the manufacturer, from moisture management, and hitting the punch list item.
Okay.
So they understand that we're not going to always get cooperation from Mother Nature and everything.
Sure, absolutely.
From our side of it, like Brendan had said, we've got the location of where we want everything stocked. It's causing minor rearrangement on our half. That's usually where the bus is parked during the day. We're going to move that to the west side. Everything, supplies are going to be in the backyard, as I say, in the gravel. So that's all ready to go. We do have our builder's risk in place, and we've already been billed for it, and I think it might be in this month's claims.
Good.
So on our side, we're covered for builder's
We
risk.
want to have that roped off or fenced off?
Yeah,
or-
well, we're gonna have orange cones. I don't know, are there gonna be fencing? I know when we did our last big project, they put big fences up. Is that gonna be this case, or is it just gonna be dropped?
I wasn't sure if you.
We talked about it, he felt very comfortable that materials would be safe.
We do have a very good camera system.
Yeah.
You know, by then they may be gone, but at least we'll know where they went.
My game plan is not to overwhelm that back lot either. We can put some stuff up that on the 30th, we'll do that too.
I mean, how big an area were you talking about? I have no idea.
We're marking off, I haven't measured it, but it's light pole to light pole
Okay.
in the back lot.
I got you there.
It'll be to the east of where Mr. Freed keeps his cars waiting to be worked on. And it'll be to the west of the shop area.
Shouldn't cause any problem with graduation or anything, though?
No,
Okay.
no. That's why we chose the gravel, we chose the northern side.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
So I got, thank you for your time.
Oh,
Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure.
Appreciate you guys coming down.
See everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for coming down.
Yeah, thank you. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Barry? All right, next, we'll move on to personnel. There are no terminations at this time. We do have one retirement. Mrs., you want me to read this or you want to read this?
At this time, I recommend that we accept the retirement of Mrs. Kathy Gingrich, an elementary kindergarten teacher. Will be effective at the end of the 25-26 school year. Kathy has been in education for 19 years, and all 19 years have been with us. And I believe all 19 years have been in kindergarten. That's where I brought her in at, so I don't think she's not moved around. So we truly appreciate all the years that Kathy has given us. Our kids are better kids because we had Kathy with us, and we're going to miss her.
At this time, we'll ask for a motion to accept the retirement of Mrs. Kathy Gingrich.
I'll make a motion, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'll make a motion to accept the retirement of Kathy Gingrich.
I'll second that, and I'd like to thank her for 19 years of service to the corporation, for sure.
4-0 vote, and yes, thank you. 19 years with kindergartners.
Sounds like a death sentence.
19 years of kindergarten.
We had kindergartners for 3 years. All right, now we'll move on to resignations for the certified.
Resignations, we have 2 certified resignations. The first is Mr. Devin Lowe, a junior senior high school math teacher, effective at the end of the school year, and Mrs. Sarah Wessner, the junior senior high school behavior interventionist, also effective at the end of the 25-26 school year.
At this time, we'll ask for a motion for the certified resignations.
Mr. Vice President, I make a motion to approve the certified resignations as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second? All in favor? 4-0. At this time, we'll move on to the non-certified.
Non-certified resignations, we have Charlotte Emery, a second shift full-time custodian at the junior senior high school, is effective as of February 18th, 2026. Then we have Victoria Hurst, who was a 2 hours a day para at the junior senior high school. The other part of her day was through the co-op. And then Jalen Wagler, a Title I para, effective March 20th, 2026.
At this time, we'll look for a motion for the non-certifieds.
Vice President, make a motion, we approve the non-certified resignations as presented.
Do we have a second?
One second.
All in favor? 4-0. No leaves at this time. Now we move on to hires.
Hires, the first request I have is permission to post the following positions for the 26-27 school year: boys varsity basketball coach and junior senior high school assistant principal. Requesting permission to post both those positions.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to act for permission to post on both of those positions.
Mr. President, make a motion to approve permission to post the hiring of boys varsity basketball coach and junior senior high assistant principal.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? 4-0. Now we'll move on to the non-certifieds.
Non-certified, I have 3 positions. Mr. Matt Elliott, second shift custodian at the junior senior high school, started February 23rd, 2026. That is a replacement for a resignation. Tanner Terry for elementary cafeteria worker. That is also a replacement for a resignation that was approved previously. And Jessica Conrad, an elementary para, will be one of those 5 days a week, but 2 hours a day, because the other part of her day is through the co-op.
At this time, we will look for a motion for the hiring of the non-certified, the 3 non-certified listed above.
Vice President, make a motion, we make the hiring of the non-certified for Matt Elliott, Tanner Terry, and Jessica Conrad.
We have a second?
I'll second.
That vote? 4-0. Now we move on to ECA hires.
ECA hires, I have 2 different positions. First recommendation I have is for Miss Rachel Neck to be varsity volleyball coach at a contract stipend of $4,231.50. in accordance with the 25-26 contract language.
All right, do we have, at this time, we'll look for a motion to hire Rachel Nett.
I'll make a motion to hire Rachel Knapp.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second? Vote? 4-0. Then now we'll move on to the art, oh, you need to read, have you read that?
No. So the next position would be Art Club, and this is for the current school year. Mrs. Seacrest has been having meetings, and we had not had her approved yet, so this is for Lindsay Seacrest, Art Club sponsor, at the contractual rate of $604.
At this time, we'll look for a motion for an ECA hire for the art club, Miss Lindsay Seacrest.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the hire of Lindsay Seacrest, Art Club.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? 4-0. At this point, we're done with hires, and we will move on to other business and the operational expenditures capital projects.
The only operational expenditure and capital project item I have is from the food service. And we have a current oven at the elementary that was original to the build, which is now about 26 years old. Has been giving us fits for a couple of years, and we constantly get it repaired. The most recent repair is for over $6,000 to get it fixed. It's time to replace it instead of putting Band-Aids on it. Daryl is here to answer any questions. Darlene is here to answer any questions. Darlene did get me multiple quotes. So in your packet, there was a printout that had all the different options that we received. Also in your packet was an explanation from Darlene explaining what pieces of equipment this new combi oven would replace and do the same duty as. The high school has one of these combi ovens. It's quick. It's going to speed up their life trying to feed 600 and some kids at the elementary, in addition to getting rid of a piece of device that we're constantly repairing. The dollar amount that's listed on the agenda is $49,328.07. We did receive in writing today a trade-in value of $500. So that $500 is not reflected in the $49,328.07.
So I presume we have not had any problems, issues with the oven we have up here?
No, and I'll rely on Daryl and Darlene, who live and breathe it.
And they like it?
Yeah, since construction, we've, knock on wood, not had any issues with it.
And how long has it been in service, give or take?
Which one?
The one at the high school?
We would have been to Reno in 2000 and started it so easily by 2002. So 4 years, 5 years.
22, I was gonna say
What'd I say?
2002.
Yes, 2022. I did that.
I was gonna say.
My apologies.
It's not been that long.
You blink. No, yeah, 2022, so 4 or 5 years. But
What brand's the old one?
what brand was the old one, Darlene?
The,
The old oven, which is not a combi oven.
okay, the old oven, it's a convection, it's a Lang brand.
We have any other questions at this time?
Is the new oven, same size?
Yes.
So it'll fit right in? No, nothing has to be, okay.
Well,
I think there's
we
a
have to-
drain.
yeah, we have to run some water, because then the new oven also has a steamer in it, so he has to run some water line and a drain. But Daryl's the man, he can do it.
Daryl had no concerns with that being time intensive, and it's something that we can handle in-house. It's not going to require us to bring in a contractor. But the space dimension, that was the one question I asked. It's got to fit wherever the other one's at without causing a domino effect, and it does.
This is why in 2012 you hired a plumber.
So I have a request then to approve the purchase of an Alto-Shaam double-stack combi oven that has 6 years parts and labor warranty. And Mr. Bradfish helped us with that quote at a cost of $49,328.07.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the purchase of the Alto Shim Stack oven.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? 4-0. We'll move on to donations, which there are none at this time. There are no field trips at this time. And I guess we'll move to future meeting dates. Okay?
Yeah, future meeting dates are listed there, the typical third Monday, except we are adding, and it's already been advertised, executive session on March 18th at 6:30 a.m. So that's this Wednesday, but it was posted for the appropriate 48 hours prior to.
If there's no issues on meeting dates with everyone, we'll move into the adjournment. At this time, we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
We'll have a second.
Second.
All in favor? 4.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for the bailout there. I was just reading along, I was like, come on, someone needs to make a motion.
We're done.